We are back with the fourth round of Big Thursday Night Modern at Magic Corner Vienna. My name is Michael, and joining me is Walter.
Yeah, and we got on the right hand side we got Stefan Martino on black-green Tron, and on the left hand side
we got Michael Tschelnig with Ponza.
Yeah, what do you think of this matchup, Michi?
Well, Tron tries to establish a good land base.
And Ponza tries to destroy them.
Yes, so pretty interesting match we see here.
On paper, it seems to really favor the Ponza matchup, but I have no idea if in practice this matchup is as bad for the Tron player as it seems. Let's see.
You know what? We're going to see that, everything of it.
This is great, yeah.
The great thing here for the Tron player is that he's on the start. He's beginning, so he's playing his first Tron land and a chromatic sphere, I think.
Yeah, it's a sphere, yeah, because the star is not in Old Border. The invasion one is just a sphere. Yeah, you got this. And we got Utopia Sport.
Nice.
So already ramp. And in comparison to the Utopia Sport deck we saw before, this deck just tries to ramp into 3-mana land destruction. You got Stone Rains, you got Blood Moons. What other kinds of land destruction have we got here, Michi?
Moonbully Acid Moss, I hope I pronounced it right.
I'm not sure if there's a correct pronunciation. It sounds like something that Wizards made up. But yeah, it's the Acid Moss. Whether it's I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's
yeah. So does he hit his second Tron land?
So what does Mbori Acid Moss do, Michi?
Well, for 2 generic and 2 green, it destroys target land, and you can search your library for a forest and put it into play tapped.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly, it's nice. It's not a Farsic effect. It's not a Nature Slow, because Nature Slow puts in play untapped. But yeah, you get a tap forest, which includes obviously audio.
So 3 mana, turn 2, and the first Stone Rain.
Molten Rain.
No, Stone Rain.
This Stone Rain?
Yes, of course. You cannot even play Molten Rain.
Sure.
Into forest.
I have no idea what Stone Rain artwork is. This
a nice one.
Okay, yeah, it reminded me of the Molten Rain from original Mirrodin. So yeah, we got 2 Expedition Labs here on Stefan's side, but he doesn't have access to mana to crack either of them right now. And then we got a Tyler's Tracker. Oh yeah, this is... If I were Stefan, I would just regret my life choices, pack up my deck, go home right now. But I don't want to be mean, but sometimes Tron players kind of deserve to get their asses handed.
So, but we do see a second land here from the Tron player side, and
yeah, nice. Yeah, revolt triggered by the star, so he could have cracked an Expedition Map, but it's way more important here to use that opportunity when you have an active revolt trigger and kill the tracker, and then you want to start building up your Tron base, because right now Stefan has 2 lands in play, neither of them are a Tron land.
No, but where is his Wooded Foothills? What happened here?
The players are pausing here, it seems like, yeah, I remember that because I actually handled this judge call at the tournament, which means that Michael here just forgot. He cracked his fetch, he didn't get a land, we have a casual Ariel tournament, and I think the fix we applied was that he was just going to search because that was his intention. He said, I'm going to crack this land for land X. He clearly communicated that, but then land X just did not appear on the battlefield. You can see my very ugly hand here, and yeah, we're trying to figure things out, and in the end we just we fixed this in the best possible way for a casual Ariel tournament, which just means we try to keep the intentions intact and
go on with the game.
Go on with the game, exactly. We go on with the game. Both players knew what was going to happen. Michael communicated what was going to happen, but both players didn't realize that he did not do what he said he was going to do.
So does he get a second clue out of it?
No, we didn't. He did not get the second clue because that was just like that was he didn't announce the clue trigger. And he did not get a second clue, but he already drew for his turn, so he's going to search up his mountain here to keep the integrity of the game at casual Ariel intact, but he's not getting a second clue. We thought that that was the fairest way to rule this.
So, and what do we see here? Is this a Huntmaster, or what is this card? Yeah, I think it's a Huntmaster, or?
Yes, if he's playing Huntmaster in his deck, it is the Huntmaster, yeah.
Kind of a special version, or? Or a reprint version? I'm not quite sure.
Oh, yeah, no, it was reprinted in Vienna, where it was reprinted in From the Board Transform. This might be the From the Board Transform version. I've actually never seen it. But yeah, Stefan's already getting one Tronland here, still got those 2 expedition maps. So he's set up to have Tron 2 turns down the road. Yes. It's questionable whether Michael is going to let him have it. But we'll see.
Well, at least Michael has pressure on the board for now, and maybe... Okay, first one is being tracked. He's, I think, looking at another Tronland. Mm-hmm. Yes, he is. And we will see if Michael has another land destruction spell, like Stone Rain. Or maybe even a Bluntman, which would be incredibly good for him. It's a 4th, so he might have it.
Definitely. Any land destruction effect would be huge, and amping up the pressure would be nice too. So a Stormbreath Dragon would be very nice here. A land destruction spell would be nice here. Just cracking the clue and not really adding to the board would kind of give Stefan the opportunity to get back into the game here.
So Michael is attacking for 4?
He's attacking for 4 and then he's tapping 2 mana. And we see what he's going to do.
4 mana?
Ooh, oh, the Acid Moss on the Tronland. And now I imagine we get a Stomping Ground being searched up in a second here. No, just a basic forest.
It's perfectly fine.
Does the Acid Moss only search for basic forest, or does it search for forest?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, I'm not completely sure.
If you know it, you can comment it below.
It might just... Oh, how many Stomping Grounds is it playing?
2 Stomping Grounds.
Maybe it's the second one in hand? Because
might be possible.
Because for me, there's no reason to search for the second basic forest here, because you already got 2, you can play through Blood Moon safely, but you also got this Utopia Spore on red. I assume it's really hard to see what the Utopia Spore is. Put on here, what is this? This is the reprint Oblivion Stone?
Might be.
This is definitely reprint Oblivion Stone.
But it has to be, it's 3 mana, it's a Tron tech, it has to be Oblivion Stone.
Yeah.
But to crack it, he needs
5
mana.
So yeah, so he's not going to be able to crack it next turn no matter what. He's down to 16, so you can take some more hits from that.
Yes.
So if he manages to crack that 2 turns down the road, here we have the Ponza player reading the stone while he's going to attack for 4.
Yeah, Tron player is dropping down to 12 life. A 3 turn clock is in play, and Michael just says go. So Michael now needs to try into something. A land destruction spell would be great, so that he can set back Oblivion Stone.
Exactly. Any land destruction spell here again. Also, it's... We see, because Stefan still needs 2 Tron pieces. He needs an additional Tron piece. This expedition map can find another Tron piece, but he's got the mine. Expedition map can search for either tower or the power plant, and we still need the 3rd one. Is this the mine or is it the power plant? I hate those. I've got no idea. It's either mine or the power plant. It's not the tower.
For sure not the tower.
For sure not the tower.
That's what I know.
Yep.
But I think he's currently thinking about playing another land and walking Ballista for 2, shutting down his opponent's card, because if he just says go, the Huntmaster will flip and he will get in for 6 damage next turn.
Exactly. The Huntmaster, this is another, we got all the questions, you unprepared commentators. Does the Huntmaster, when it flips, does it have to target a creature? Is it a May because it have to target a creature?
I think it's a May ability.
Okay, sure. So
it should be a
is
May
it 2
ability.
Connected May abilities or is it 1 May ability?
I do not know.
Okay, so is he able to deal 2 damage to the player without killing his birds, or does he get one or the other? But we'll see.
Yeah, maybe even if he kills his birds. I think the birds are currently not necessary in this game state. So we see a walking Ballista for 1.
Sure. He does not want the Ravager to the Huntmaster to flip into the Ravager of the Fells. Here we see end of turn clue is being cracked. And an untapping.
Yes.
And now...
Okay, what happened here?
Did it get... It was already flipped and it flipped back because 2 spells have been cast, but 2 spells weren't cast?
Yeah, of course it flipped back because last turn Michael didn't play anything. We just didn't saw that. So what he did was casting 2 spells. Chromatic Sphere, I think, and Chromatic Star, and the Walking Ballista for 1.
But no, because he cracked the expedition. Ah, no, it didn't crack the Expedition Map. That was it. Sorry. I got my, brain fart of my, I thought he cracked the Expedition Map. Sure.
Here we go, Blood Moon.
Yep.
So...
Meaning that...
A 5th land would be nice here. Really
Fifth land would be really nice. 5th land would kill everything, including that Paxi Blood Moon. And it would also kill the Utopia Sprawl. It would kill your Expedition Map, but it doesn't matter. If you wipe the board, you will have some time to probably build up back to Tron, but there is no 5th land because we see 2 mana being tapped here.
Not. How many lands does the Tron player play?
He's only playing 19, so he's playing the 12 Tron lands, then he's playing 2 Land Over Wastes, 1 Blooming Marshes, Black Sources, and then 2 Forests, a Ghost Quarry, and a Sanctum. He's playing the 20th land in his sideboard, which is a basic swamp, which is very nice to play around.
So we see Relic of Chitiners for cycling purposes, I guess. And then...
He's cycling first here with the Relic, so that he has a better grasp of which land he wants to get, because still he needs to treat this game as if he would be able to kill his Blood Moon anyways. So he cycles first, so if he draws one of the Tron pieces, he can then fetch out the other one out of his deck.
Yes.
And this here is the power plant. So the first one was the mine.
So for a kill here, I think Michael would need to draw one of his 2 Inferno Titans, or is another...
Stormbreath Dragon? Is he playing Stormbreath Dragon?
Stormbreath Dragon. He's playing 1 Stormbreath Dragon, and I think B and Kieran allow would also be enough. So 7 cards, I think, no, 2, 1, 6, 7 cards.
I don't think he has enough mana to shoot both of the Thopters in that turn, but P and Kieran is pretty hard to kill.
I'm sorry.
Also, yeah, here, sacking Verdant Catacombs is not possible on the Blood Moon. It is a basic mountain, so Stefan stops this right away.
Yes.
It's good because, yeah, we don't want to have our feature matches interrupted by lots of Judge cores because of sloppiness.
Sorry, he's going down to 4. He's not flipped, so it wouldn't even end the game. So here we see the new interaction with Blood Moon. Stomach Ground comes into play and tapped, and he's not losing any life.
Yeah, exactly. You can't even, you can still pay life now, can you? Can you pay life? It wouldn't change anything.
No,
you can't even pay life? Okay.
No, I think you can.
You can pay life, but it wouldn't do anything,
life,
okay.
Yes.
So if you...
Because it would be even greater against Death Shadow decks.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
your Blood Moon damage, they're like, can't lose life. Would be pretty bad for them.
But yeah, it's really unintuitive because all of the long-term modern players have been used to, you know, once there's a Blood Moon, you just put your shotgun into play tapped, and now it's... Everybody has to rethink those play patterns. Now the Oblivion Stone gets cracked. He's down to 2, so now we see what's going to happen. Michael needs to close out the game here before the Tron player gets something, but we've got another Blood Moon.
Nice.
Yep.
Really nice. So what do we see for 4 mana? Another land destruction spell?
Obstinate Bailiff!
Oh no, you're misreading this. I think this is a Chameleon, or no, it's the Obstinate Bailiff, of course.
It looks like Obstinate Bailiff. You've got the deck list in front of you. You need to tell me, but it looks like an Obstinate Bailiff to me.
Yeah, well, he's playing 1 and 1, so... Yeah. No, I think it's a Bailiff.
The Chameleon Colossus art is this like Colossus with really long limbs that looks weird with a low windy background.
But Colossus would have been better, because now we see the Bailiff getting pushed, and we also see the life change.
Colossus got protection of black, can't be pushed ever. Unless you have some way to change its color.
Oh, doesn't look good. For Michael here with Ponza. Tron is stabilizing with Oblivion Ring in play.
It's called Oblivion Stone.
Oblivion Stone in play, I'm sorry. The other one would be White Enchantment.
Exactly, and Oblivion Ring would be able to deal with this Blood Moon right away, but he wouldn't be able to cast it, so that's ups and downs. But Inferno Titan is just GG.
GG.
Dealing 3 damage to Stefan's face, taking game 1 here for the Ponza deck.
Nice, nice.
So what have we got in terms of sideboarding here? Because obviously, even though Stefan fought the brave fight against the bad matchup, this is something he probably wants to do something about this here in game 2. But let's start first. With the already good matchup, what can Ponza do to improve this?
Well, of course, I think handling somehow the artifacts the Tron player will put into play, like Oblivion Stone. For example, we got here Beast Within for 2 generic and 1 queen, will destroy any permanent, and his opponent generates a 3/3 token.
Can also destroy Khan or Ugin.
Yes, which is good, which is really, really good in this matchup, which is really what you want to have. and the 3/3 token on the opponent's side really doesn't matter.
No,
because you have so many big creatures. And another thing we have, it's a little bit cheaper than Beast Within, 2 Abrade, deal 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Choose one. Nice card, instant speed, and another, I think an even better card against artifacts, which you place is 1 Ancient Grudge. Destroy target artifact, instant speed for 1 generic and 1 red, and flashback for 1 green, I think, destroy target artifact again.
Exactly, I agree with that, because a Braid pretty much is just shatter here. You don't want to deal 3 damage to any creatures really, because the only creatures the Tron deck plays main deck are Wormkill Engines, World Breakers, Ulomox, and that Walking Ballista. So all of them are either artifacts and or have toughness way higher than 3. Yes. On the Tron side here, we got a lot of options. In the Tron player's side, but here Stefan has access to Warping Wails, which are nice because they can counter Stone Rains and Wally Acid Mosses, while also being able to exile Arbor Elf.
And they actually came in, as I just saw here.
Nice. He also has access to lots of other nice options, like Nature's Claim against Blood Moon, Thoughtseize just as a generic answer, and 4 Collective Brutalities, which can both kill the ramp creatures and take some of those sorcery land destruction spells. And also we got a basic swamp, which is nice because you can tutor up and you can be more resilient to Blood Moon. And also having just another land, like even any additional land would be good here because the opponent destroys land. You could have a land that says it's land and it makes mana without any upside. I would still board that card in this matchup.
Yes, I think so too. Against heavy land destruction that more lands can't hurt.
You play a purple basic land that makes purple and your deck doesn't play any purple, still board it in here.
Shouldn't there have been purple lands? Hasn't there been an idea from Magic, like from long ago, let's do purple lands or like purple cards?
Like just as an additional color, sure, I think this idea has been going on at some times, but I think that Magic realized that the color wheel with the 5 colors that they have right now, it's very hard. I think, I remember that, I'm not exactly sure where, maybe between black and something, I'm not sure. It would have fit in at some certain space of the color wheel where somebody thought there was a gap, but then they realized, nah, don't mess with the running system, don't mess with something that works already.
Yes, never change a running team.
Yeah.
So, both decks have been shuffled up and the
Tron on play here, yeah.
Yes, of course. Hopefully this time
he's not going to get smashed by
all
the land destruction spells ever.
So now we see a tower into a Wayfarer's Bubble.
This is Expedition Map.
Expedition Map. I'm sorry, Wayfarer's Bubble is way worse.
Wayfarer's Bubble also Tyros lands, but somehow only basic lands.
Yes. Expedition Map it is, of course. I'm sorry.
Have you played too much Commander recently?
Nah, looked through my old cards.
Okay, sure. Because I think people play Wayfarer's Bubble in Commander. I got no idea.
Might be. There was the big Sunday not Commander. Oh no, it was Pauper. It's also played in Pauper.
I have never seen Wayfarer's Bubble played in Pauper before.
That's why I'm not commanding Pauper.
Ash Barrens is huge in Pauper, which is a card from Commander that lets you cycle for basic land. It's basically
like you know that I play Commander. So basically not a lot going on in the game currently. 1 Utopia Sprawl on a Forest from Michael. Stefan just did nothing, played a second land, and I think he's currently waiting to crack his Expedition Map.
On end step, exactly.
Yes. Because he wants to know what he's going to search for. Maybe it's a black land, maybe it's a forest, or maybe it's another
Maybe it's nothing. There are situations where you search for nothing. Yes, if you have other non-Tron lands in your hand, but now, okay, you get Stone Range here. Okay. You're out smartly cracking response, doesn't have to crack response, just need to remember to float mana response, but it's cracking response already. So we see which land he's going to get. Which land is this, Michi?
This is either a power land or a mine. I have no idea, but it looks like kind of a really nice power plant.
There's also a mine that looks like a tower, so yeah, those are like, yeah, especially if they use mismatched arts, because those Antiquities lands, there's like 4 different arts, like with Him Chorak and Mishra's Factory, there's like all seasons, so you got a summer, spring, winter, something.
You know the good old times, 4 different arts, and now we got the same, I think it's the same artwork and the same card name, but 4 different effects in Unstable.
Yeah. And also some cards have different artworks too.
Oh, really?
Not sure. No,
This is a nice sword.
I think so. I think that extremely slow zombie might have got a couple different artworks. Somebody told me about collecting them some time ago. But now we see just ancient stirrings here being cast, and then we have a turn passed back, and Stefan spills his hand on the table, quickly shielding it from his opponent's greedy view.
So opponent up to 4 mana, and we see Bjorn Kieran Lala putting pressure on the board while his opponent is still at 2 lands, but only one of them is a Tron land. And Stefan is going to try a card. Ooh, it's a tower.
Yeah, Pierre Kieran is horrible in this matchup, but it doesn't matter because once you constrain your opponent mana, you can slam any 4 mana thing. You could win with draft commons, it doesn't really matter.
You just need some kind of threat.
Exactly, you need something that deals damage. Just if you keep your opponent under control, it doesn't matter. Pierre Kieran does 4 damage a turn if you played some. Tell me a 4 mana draft common from Ixalan or Rivals of Ixalan.
Ooh, this is the... Ooh, for 4? A common? Ooh, this is pretty hard.
Okay, I got no idea.
Oh, yeah, no, 3 mana. 4/2. The dinosaur.
Yeah.
2 generic, 1 red or 1 green. There are now both versions.
I know that I know the card from the original was Alpine Yeti, or not the original, but it was the same card from Khans of Tarkir.
Yeah, how you know that? Okay, because you played Khans of Tarkir. I did not.
It was a great set.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we did draft it once, or?
Yeah, definitely. It's still, if you ever get the chance, if you haven't drafted Khans of Tarkir, buy a box somewhere drafted. You can even open some fetch lands for modern, but it's fun.
Yes.
And yeah, here we have Stefan playing a basic forest, still no Tron, but 4 lands. And he's still got some time. The pressure here is not too huge. He's using his basic forest to cast Ancient Stirrings. What is he going to find? Is he going to find a missing Tron piece? Yeah, yes. It's the mine. So yeah, you were right. That blue thing before was the power plant. So now we got the mine and we got a pass back here. And we see if there's another land destruction spell waiting, because Michael, before he knew that he had a turn off to deploy threat. So if he had another land destruction spell, he would have not cast it anyways. So he might have another one, or he might have another threat. We'll see.
Going in for 4, putting Stefan down to 16. Mike is now playing Vern Catacomb, tapping 4 mana, and I think he's going to ramp himself. Yes.
The Acid Moss. He's going for the tower here. Normally it's not correct to go for the tower, because when they search up the tower, they got 3 mana instead of 2, but there was already 1 tower destroyed. So it's obviously correct, because you want to kill the land. They've got the least copies left off in the library. But generally you don't want to go for the tower, because when they search up the tower, you get 3 mana straight away, and when they search up for another Tron, then will only go 2. So you deprive them of 1 mana in the turn where they re-establish Tron.
Interesting play. Now we got the new fast land.
Yeah, Blooming Marsh, not that new anymore, from Kaladesh, already 1.5 years with us, but it's a great land because it's also nice. Here you got a split between this and Lanover Waste, so you split your downsides basically. Here we see Blooming Marsh having the downside of coming to play tap, that's the 4th land, while Lanover Waste would mean you have to take damage.
And Stefan has...
another land destruction spell, Stone is
devastating.
He's just killing all the Tron lands. I'm like, if I'm on Stefan's side again, would still consider just shaking hands, going home and regretting my life choices, never playing Tron again, or thinking like, why do I have to get paired against Ponza? Because this is just like, must be pretty frustrating.
Yeah, in the beginning we were just thinking, on paper it looks like a horrible matchup.
Seems like to be a horrible matchup in reality too.
But, it was a tap black source. If he had untap black source, he could have played Thoughtseize. I think he got 1 in hand. Or? Yes, I would say so. So he's going, he's on 12.
He's also got another power plant in hand.
Yes.
But he's cracking the star fast.
Okay. Maybe for green, maybe for black.
Drew that basic swamp that came in from the sideboard.
Like you predicted.
Definitely, but now he's on 12. He's got 6 damage. It's even 10 damage if both of those Thopters get thrown at his face by Pia and Kira. So this is going to be difficult, and now he's playing that power plant, he's playing Collective Brutality, he's escalating, he's killing the Pia and Kira, and he's hitting a Stormwind, but ouch!
Boy, 1, 2, 3, 4,
it's 6.
5. Oh boy.
It's 6, if that Utopia Sport is at red, but this Utopia Sport is already at red. But the Thoughtseize is happening too, so the Titan is gone, Stefan's down to 10, but he's got himself some breathing room here. He's only on a 3-turn clock by those two Thopters and Corsa.
Yes.
Corsa reveals a Misty, which will probably enter the battlefield from top of his library soon.
Yes, but before he's going to play a Stylus Tracker, of course.
Exactly, yeah. I didn't realize that was the last card in his hand. Yeah, sure.
So does not really look good.
He needs to reveal the top card of his library. He's not going to. Maybe they will figure it out. Its top card of the library is still not revealed. This is annoying, but yeah, I hope they will figure out their mistake too at some point.
Yeah, Michael is at least thinking. Maybe he's thinking about this, or more likely...
Which land to get?
Yeah, which land to get.
No, because here, in response to the fetch, we'll have a Ghost Quarter activation, probably. But, we have a Ghost Quarter activation, but he's going to Ghost Quarter himself to get another forest. So this is failed push. Yeah. This is the only reason to. So failed push is taking care of the tracker in response to the fetch. Very nice. Not an additional clue getting gained. And we'll see if our feature match players will remember to the Course of Crewfix's static ability now. No, they don't. So we see a card of the deck. Maybe Stefan remembers. Yeah! Now Stefan remembers.
Land.
Okay, it's fixed up again. Unfortunately, while Big Fest in Modern at Vienna, at MagicCon in Vienna is great, we don't have the resources to have a table judge at the feature match at all times. So yeah, we have to trust our players to play reasonably technically correct Magic here.
Sure. So Stefan is down to 2 life. One of his last straw taps maybe before, and he scoops it up.
And he's fought the fight hard. He had some failed pushes. He goes quad himself, get the failed push. He pulled his neck out at some point, but it seemed like no matter what he did, he didn't draw badly either. He could have had some whooping whales at some point to counter some of those spells. That would have been nice, but otherwise, he got like Stone Rain like 4 times this game or something.
Yeah, and Acid Moss also.
Yeah, I count that as a Stone Rain. Yeah, I think he got like literal Stone Rain twice and Acid Moss once, and maybe there was another spell. And here we see, what is this green card coming in? Was that the Beast Within?
Beast Within, I would guess.
Nice, and he also brought in the Shadow Storm. I'm not a big fan of the Shadow Storm here to the right, simply because generally the Tron player doesn't have a lot of artifacts out. At the same time, it costs 4 mana. But I agree with all the other sideboarding. He took out Stormbreath Dragon, he took out the Chant, because I actually like Stormbreath Dragon more than some of the other threats, and he took out Woelfler, which I also kind of agree with. If you think that you can go down 1 land and Woelfler is your like extra land, I totally agree with the Chandra. The Chandra is just one of your slowest threats in this matchup.
Yeah, way too slow, and usually you have enough ramp as well as card drawing machines. With the Stylus Tracker, which is a bigger threat. Definitely.
So yeah, we see if Stefan will ever play Tron again, or if he will just have nightmares of being Ponza'd every day.
Don't be so salty, Walter. But I think there was only one Ponza in this tournament, or I think this version of Ponza and the other version, which we also covered.
Yeah, which is not really Ponza, but which is kind of plays the same shell exactly.
Yeah, Blood Moon.
We summarized those decks as green-red Utopia Ramp.
Okay.
Which is what they have in common. It's really nice because this is a powerful shell in Modern. I have to say that Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl is one of the more powerful things you can do in Modern. No matter what you do with that, but this is a powerful shell that you need to keep in mind when you play Modern.
I completely agree with you. Sadly, we couldn't see a Primal Command.
Love that. Primal Command is the green version of the same cycle. Cryptic Command is from Lowin. And it has 4 modes. One of them is you can gain 7 life, you can shuffle your graveyard, you can shuffle any player's graveyard into a library, and you can also put a non-creature permanent on top of a library, which means that you can put the Tron player's land on top of the library, have to redraw it, and the last mode is just it's Summoner's Pact. It's like you search a library for a green creature and put it in your hand.
Green creature?
I'm pretty sure it's just creature or green?
I think it's a creature.
Okay, sure.
But I'm not quite sure.
Okay, but yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with the finals in a second.
Ciao.